drizzle just to keep it from being sweaty.
I appreciate.
We are experiencing some Pacific Northwest summer. A little rainy.
It's nothing.
Headed up to Ashland Lakes and my friend Laura. Hey everybody. And her doggy, Chloe, who's a magical dog. So we're headed up and we have had a day worth of dialogue already just getting here. So you were just saying something about you learned what unconditional love was, and that I want to hear.
My Jesus moment?
Yes. No, you were going to go on from there.
Oh, so
Did you-
learning
yeah.
about unconditional love, about how it's not all rainbows and unicorns.
It's not.
It's really difficult, actually. And because with that comes compassion, and to have compassion, you have to go through the darkness with people to understand. And you have to be open to receiving them where they're at in their darkness and divorcing yourself from that egotistically and just loving them and accepting them for how they are where they're at. And that can be applied for yourself. Learning to meet yourself where you're at in the darkness and accepting it and not trying to push it away with distractions or explanations or cerebral justifications. But meeting yourself right there in the trenches and having that acceptance and love. It's really hard.
I don't even need to say anything.
Well, people don't talk about it that often, you know, like I had the expectation that it was going to be euphoric and beautiful.
Yes.
And it's been a shit show.
Okay, I get you with the shit show and I thoroughly agree. But you know what I found is when you come through the darkness, that's where the unicorns and rainbows actually are there, and that's where they exist. But you gotta go through the trauma,
Yeah.
you know, and the clearings and the
And
catalysts.
love yourself through it and
Yeah.
accept yourself through it.
Okay, so I would say, I'll chime in on something. The self-love thing is foundational. I don't think you can love someone unconditionally or even explore it until you have a certain amount of self-love.
Yeah.
Because you can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. I've just learned this. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's
Yeah.
clear.
If you haven't, and it's so cliche, you know, if you have an empty vessel, you have nothing that you can give, and you have to fill yourself to be able to do it.
Yes. Oh, more to come. This is gonna be a great day. I'm so excited. So what are these called?
Salmon berries.
I've never heard of that. Very salmony.
A little fishy flavor.
A little fishy.
Don't
yeah.
eat them. They're terrible. Oh, you muddy brat.
So what was the analogy we had with this?
Like the ego falls. You know, your life falls. Part of it dies and moves on. But then from the fallen part, there's new growth and new life.
Wow.
And a new opportunity that wouldn't have had a place to plant its seed if the tree hadn't fallen.
God, the mushrooms are everywhere.
They're the detoxers for nature.
They're what?
They're nature's detoxer.
Wow, that is awesome. So Pacific Northwest summer has come in on us. The rain is a cleansing.
It's beautiful.
We're embracing the rain.
Oh, there's the sky.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous.
Just for a moment.
One little patch of blue went by.
Yeah.
Bye. Just to let us know.
I'm still there.
A little glimpse of heaven. Symbolic.
Beyond all of this drowning.
So compassion is interesting. I'm learning a lot about that right now, and I'm experiencing it, and I'm engaging in it. And I look at it as something, from what I know now, as something that's within the umbrella of unconditional love. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, like, compassion is not feeling sorry for somebody or having sympathy. It's understanding where they're at and just loving them at a very high vibration, expecting nothing in return. Obviously, that's kind of foundational at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what would you say about compassion? Would you chime in on that? Do you have something? Oversized leaves. I'm liking these planks through the woods. It's like high-grade Lord of the Rings hiking.
Or Monty Python. Wow.
We're wet.
But we asked the clouds for 30 minutes of no rain.
Yep.
And so far we've had about 10.
So we're catching
We're doing okay.
a gap in the rain. So we're embracing the rain as a cleansing, as we are accustomed to doing here in the Pacific Northwest.
We're very clean people.
So we've just come out of this Lionsgate new moon this week, and everybody's energy is crazy, and everybody's having all kinds of experiences that are just unique and different, but heavy. Some glorious, I'm hearing people say, but most people are having, you know, heavy energy and difficult things. But I think as we're both discovering with our awakenings progressing, our bodies are kind of in shock as we're ascending and growing. The processes are a clearing, you know, or catalyst really. So the new earth energy, all the awakenings, all the things are happening as our bodies are accustomed to living the ways we used to live. It just doesn't happen anymore. So everything's adjusting and just recalibrating and learning how to be different. So it's
down to a cellular level.
I agree. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. So that's happening. So this hike with the rain today, I think, is a little symbolic for us to let us embrace clearing all that out. We're turning a page.
Going with it, and this whole not having any expectations and just resting and just experiencing it. Wow.
The winds of change.
Wow. Got it. The new earth energy going forward with a mindset of compassion and not judgment and restriction. What do you think?
So compassion without judgment and restriction, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. Okay, so I would say unconditionally loving somebody with compassion, to me, from what I've experienced so far, is an act. And it feels so good. It's loving, it's very high vibrational, it's expecting nothing in return, and it's not judging at all. It's accepting someone for where they're at with going through their processes as we all do in our own way. And everybody's got their own way of doing that, unique to them. You know, we're all individuals. And everybody's got their own pace, and we've all got to go through the lessons and experiences, and sometimes we go back and learn them over and over until we get it. You know, hopefully we do get it. But once you see somebody engaged into things that are maybe repeated behaviors, just as an example, that are not healthy, can still love them with compassion and just say that's what they're doing and it's okay, it's their journey. And then I also am able to connect with people that way and send them energy, like send them compassionate love energetically, and they feel it and they receive it, and eventually they'll hit me back and respond and say, I felt you the other day, or hey, did you just connect with me? Sometimes it's in the moment I'll get those texts or phone calls, you know, and so that's pretty powerful. So I don't know, that's what I've experienced with compassion so far. It's new to me though too. I'm just learning this in the last, you know, several months.
Is it difficult?
No, it's not. It's actually not at all. And it's new to learn it because it's new behaviors and new ways to be. but I'm finding it exhilarating and not difficult at all. I mean, I have no time for TV or any of that shit anymore. This is what my life is, doing these things from sun up to sundown and in the middle of the night even. Do you find it difficult?
I find it physically exhausting.
Interesting.
I don't
I'll agree. Yeah, I get that part.
I don't find it difficult from the place of where my heart's coming from.
Okay.
I feel like that actually comes very natural for me, but I think that it's physically exhausting because it just takes every ounce of energy. It's an effort. Compassion is an effort. It's a decision. You can choose to be compassionate towards somebody, or you can choose to shut them out. And loving people it's exhausting.
Yet it's exhilarating and amazing.
Right.
And I think we're both experiencing right now with the timing of the energies and different things too, but the last couple months of our own processes and all of these things is wearing our bodies the fuck out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am tired in a whole new way I've never known before.
I have compassion fatigue.
Compassion fatigue.
I really do.
You just made a thing. Oh, it's already a thing.
Not in
I
this
thought you'd
world,
been in
but
it.
like in the medical field, they call it compassion fatigue, and you burn out, and that's why a lot of the medical personnel just quit.
I get it.
It's because you have to be around your tribe of people that are compassionate towards you and can understand you, and like it's a give and take thing.
Yeah.
And if you're giving and giving and giving all the time, and you're exhausted and you're physically aching and hurting, maybe you need to check to see if you're getting some thunder in the distance, to see if you're getting any compassion back from any of the people.
Okay, so balance and self-love. Make sure you're healthy and balanced and recharged. Yeah, you can't just give and give and give.
No.
Oh, that's interesting. I get it. Wow. So we picked a pretty easy hike today. We thought.
Well,
It's
I'm
got
tired.
it's got another
tired.
level of difficulty with the
Yeah.
weather coming in, some thunder and lightning around, but it's amazing. But yeah, this is a nice chill hike. I'm looking forward to getting back and recharging with some food.
Oh my god.
Maybe at a restaurant.
Maybe a beer.
Yeah.
We
beer.
should make a warm beer. It's cold.
All right. There's a little bit of compassion. You're
If we have
amazing.
Really, I
I'm
feel
having a great
so just mentally exhausted right now. I'm sorry for not. Why am I apologizing?
I don't know why you're
I
apologizing.
just had this
nothing to
expectation that I
apologize
was going to
for.
be Gandhi today, and now I'm just like, I'm so tired.
Sometimes you just got to be.
The Gandhi is not within me today.
Okay, so we just had a great conversation on the way here. And I just discovered, I understand what you were saying back up there at the lake about, what was it, being tired with compassion?
Passion fatigue?
Compassion fatigue. So I get it. So as you're having compassion for people that are having, they're involved in behaviors that are unhealthy or whatever, just to call it something, right? And you see it and you're engaged in it because you're either in your life and you care about them and you love them, but you're loving them with compassion. But the cycle of things continues and continues. That's where the exhaustion comes in, right? Is that accurate? So I'm getting that now. I've never thought of compassion that way, but it does come with a component that can be exhausting. Did that make sense? Did I hit it?